Training is boring. Training with a purpose, with a goal for an upcoming event. Now that is exciting. That is energizing. And many times it is that the reason of why your clients or you start training, because you're trained for something. You're trained to get in shape, maybe for summer, for a school reunion, for a sporting event, maybe for a fun run, a marathon, maybe a bodybuilding, a body shaping competition, or just for health. So there's always a reason why people get started. Many times that reason is motivated by pain, because they themselves are in a painful place, they're in pain of being overweight, or pain of not having any energy, or pain of losing, or pain not fitting into their clothes anymore. So that pain gets them moving towards a pleasure, and that pleasure is to fit into their clothes, to look better in a bikini, to be in great shape for summer, to win a sporting event, or whatever that might be. And that is the role of a personal trainer, an exercise professional, is to draw out what is their goal, what are your clients' goals, and why is that goal. And when you work out why and where they want to achieve it, and when they want to achieve it. And that is what I teach all of our graduates, plus the rest of the W questions. But what sometimes surprises me is how someone will go through the initial consultation, the chat, the health check, whatever you want to call it, and then you draw out all the goals, which is fantastic. You get the goals, you get the why, you get the where, you get the when, you get how you feel if you achieve it, how you feel if you don't. If you keep doing what you're doing now, will you achieve it? What would you like me to do to help you achieve it? What are you prepared to do to achieve it? And what barriers are in the way that we can overcome or step around to make sure that you achieve it? So they are the W questions. And what is sometimes surprising is they get all of that, and then we go into the gym to do a training session, and then we just do the training. Okay, we're going to do bench press, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to do squat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're going to do chin up, stretch, go, push it, go, push it, go, drive it, yeah, that's it, fantastic. And that's amazing. Well, it is, but it's not. Because I'm in there training, but all you're doing is pushing me and you're telling me to do another one. But the big question is why? You've forgotten of why I'm here. So when you take a client to the gym, always remember why they are there to train. They're not there to do a bench press, to squat, or a chin up, or a row, whatever it might be. They're not there to do those exercises. Yes, they have to do those exercises, but they're doing them so they can achieve a goal, a purpose, be in great shape for an event. And what's really important is that if you want to motivate them through the training session, you have to gently remind them of why they're training. So they're training not for the sake of training, but they're training with a purpose. Now, elite athletes naturally do it anyway. So, for example, I compete in the international stage in martial arts. So when I'm doing an exercise, I'm always visualizing the application of that exercise to that particular fighting event. So if I'm doing lunges, I'm imagining my legs are getting stronger to do more front kicks. If I'm doing bench presses, I'm imagining that I'm punching my opponent with nice, solid, strong punches in the head. If I'm doing rows, then I'm imagining that I'm pulling my my competitor to throw them, whatever it might be. So athletes would do that naturally, but as a trainer, it's important, as an exercise professional, it's important for you to remind your clients of why they are training and attach the what and the why to the exercises they do and the performance of those exercises. Now, if you do that, then you're always going to be putting the carrot in front of them to push, so they can push themselves. Because you can't push someone, you have to create an environment and give them a reason to push themselves out of bed to come to training first off. And then once they do an exercise, then how to do their best performance in that exercise. So they have to have a reason to put that effort in. So I'm going to give you some tips today that could be beneficial in energizing a training session once again, or giving the client a purpose to train. And even if you're training an elite athlete, they always like to be reminded of why they're doing what they're doing. And if you do that, then they're going to get the best out of themselves, because you created that environment and gave that encouraging word along the way. So first of all, when your client comes, it's important to remind them of why they're here. Okay, so their goals could vary from getting ready for the start of a football season, or getting ready for a grand final, at the end of a football season. It could be getting ready for a one-off event, a national championship in an individual sport. It could be getting in great shape to go to a holiday, a summer holiday in Hawaii to fit into their red bikinis. It could be getting into great shape for a school reunion so they can fit into the little black mini dress. Could be getting into great shape so their arms look nice and buff, so they wear that little t-shirt at the summer party to attract the girls. Or it might be the girls who want to look more sexy in a summer dress to have a nice defined back and shoulders. Whatever it might be, it's important for you to draw that out of exactly what it is, and make it more real. It's not just about losing weight. Losing weight for what? Or getting in shape. Getting in shape for what? Or putting on muscle for what in their life? Muscle so you look good in a t-shirt at the summer party. To lose weight, to look nice and sexy in a bikini on your holiday in Hawaii. So make sure you don't just get the goal of losing weight or building muscle or whatever it might be, but be able to attach that to something which they can visualize that in their life. Might be in shape to get on stage to do a body shaping contest, or getting strong legs, or getting fit to run a half marathon, whatever that might be. So it's really important to not just get the superficial goal of losing weight or toning up or building muscle or whatever it might be, but attached to something in their life or their sport that they can visualize, and then put a time on it when you want to be in that position. So it might be in 10 weeks time or 20 weeks time. So that in itself, that time will create a certain amount of urgency, because now the clock is ticking. Because if there is no timeline, there's no urgency to get out of bed. For example, if you have a client who's 10 weeks out from whatever they're training for, and they're training with you once a week, then it's not 10 weeks, it's actually 10 sessions. Because 10 sessions sounds more urgent than 10 weeks. 10 weeks seems like a long time, but 10 sessions, oh my gosh. Hey, we're down to 9 sessions before the national championship, or 9 sessions to get you in shape for your holiday in Hawaii, 9 sessions to get your legs sexy in your little black mini skirt to go to your ski reunion. You only got 8 sessions, 8 sessions. And that's what I do when I compete. If I have a championship coming up in my diary at the beginning of every week, I just put a number. So if there's 12 weeks or 16 weeks or 20 weeks or 9 weeks, I just put the number. It might be 10, and the next week 9, 8. So every time I look at my diary, bang, it comes up. I said, wow, I've only got 6 weeks, I only got 4 weeks, I only got 3 weeks, I only got 2 weeks. And that in itself creates that urgency and that focus and intensity and that stronger why and the stronger reason to not just go to training and not to skip a training session, but actually to put more effort into it, because you've got a now limited number of sessions. So there's a nice little clue that you can use with your clients. Is yes, you get their goal, but get a timeline, and then you start to gently remind them, hey, Mrs. Jones, you only got 7 weeks. You only got 7 sessions. More importantly, hey, you've only got 5 sessions to the championship. All of a sudden, so we better get into this. And if you attach that to their goal, then you're going to create that reason and that drive and that purpose to get out of bed, to come to the training and put an effort in, from just a goal attached to the decreasing timeline. And when you get into the gym or the studio or the field or the pool or the court or wherever you're training, then rather than just give them exercise, okay, we're going to do the bench press, or we're going to do the lat pull down, we're going to do the squat, rename the exercises according to their goal. So hey, this is not necessarily a leg press, this is the sexy legs in your black miniskirt. This is not a lunge, this is getting strong legs to do more front kicks in your martial art tournament. This is not the squat, this is the legs that make your legs powerful to break more tackles in the football championship. This is not a deadlift, this is the exercises that make your bottom look real toned as you're walking on the beach in Hawaii in your red bikini. So bring the exercises alive by attaching the goal to the exercise. So rather than going on to doing a deadlift thinking, okay, we're going to do the deadlift, says no, we're going to do your butt exercise to make your butt look great in your red bikini. Rather than doing a squat, we're going to do that powerful leg exercise that help you break more tackles in the game of rugby union. Instead of doing a bench press, hey, we're doing that exercise that's going to make your pecs and your shoulders look fantastic in that nice little tight t-shirt you're going to wear to the summer party with all those people you want to be attracted to you. We're not going to do a chin up. We're going to do that exercise going to make your arms and your back just look so defined and toned in your summer dress when you go to your 18th birthday. We're not going to just do a leg press. We're going to do some exercises make your legs look really sexy and toned for that school reunion, so you can wear your black mini skirts, so all your old girlfriends from school go, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? So with these exercises, attach it to the goal, whether it be a sport or an event, or a look, or a piece of clothing, or whatever it might be. Because if you do that, then when they hop on there, their mindset is not looking at doing the exercise to do the exercise. They're visualizing their legs transforming, or their arms transforming into more powerful punching, or better looking, or better performing arms, or better performing legs or glutes as a whole. And you can be creative in how you do that by drawing out. And if you're not quite sure, for example, if you're training myself and I'm doing a lunge and I'm training, say, for taekwondo or judo, what it might be, you may ask, so how do you feel this exercise would relate to your goal? What would be the benefit of that exercise? I say, well, this will give me a great strength in the legs to flip someone over my back in judo, or to give me strength in the legs, particularly in the last round of the fight when your legs are jelly, and it gives that little extra endurance to keep throwing that front kick out when you're really tired. So now you can draw that expertise out of their head if you're not entirely familiar with their sport or the event that they're training for, and then you can use that to motivate them. And at least then you're using their words, not just your creation. That may not be their vision. So when you look at the exercises that you give your clients, make sure you attach the goal and the why and the event, the purpose, whatever it might be, to the exercise. You don't have to overcook it, you just got to be gently remind them when they're doing the exercise. And when they're doing the exercise, then make sure that you attach the performance of the exercise to the outcome of the goal. The performance to the goal, the performance to the end result. So if you're doing, say, a bench press and you're doing 10 repetitions, and a lot of time people got 8, 9, 10 and they stop at 10, and they stop at 10 because you gave them 10. So don't give them 10 to stop, give them 10 to go. So the set starts at 10, it doesn't end at 10. So you may say, hey, we're going to do bench press, and your last time you did 60 kilograms or whatever it might be for the bench press, and you did 10. So everything up to 10 is maintaining what you've got. Every repetition past 10 is building or developing what you want. So every repetition past 10 is physiologically changing you to get closer to your goal. Every rep past 10 is an extra step towards achieving to your goal. So if your goal is to put on muscle in the pecs, then 10 gets you to what you've got, but 11 makes you take a closer step to what you want, so you can look fantastic on stage in bodybuilding, or great in a little t-shirt, or whatever it might be. Same with performance. When you're doing lunges, everything up to 10 is training what you got. Every repetition past 10 is an extra tackle that you're going to break in the Rugby Union Grand Final. Or Mrs. Jones, every repetition past 10 doing your squats is going to transform your legs into that perfect legs that you want to have when you're wearing your red bikinis on the beach of Hawaii. So 10 is the target to pass, not to stop. And obviously when you pass that to 11 or 12, then that becomes the new start rather than the stop. So every repetition pass that you break, you get to the new start, which was yesterday's stop. So therefore you encourage them to progressively overload, progressively do more repetitions and put more weight on, because that increase in reps and increases weight is attached to an increase in their performance or muscular development or strength or muscle size or shape or whatever it might be. So now they have a reason to do more, not just to stop at 10. So if I'm doing 10 dumbbell single presses and I get to 10, but every rep past 10 is an extra punch I get on my opponent when I'm doing kickboxing or taekwondo. Every repetition past, now I'm just picking 10 because that's just a round number. It could be 8, could be 7, could be 12, whatever you're picking. But my point being is, rather than give them a set number of repetitions, give them a number to break, and every repetition they go past that, attach it to their goal. If they do that, then they're going to be motivated to do more without you having to go, come on, push it, you can do more. They'll motivate themselves, and you can just gently remind them. I always remember training for a world championship, and I was training a young guy at the time, and we had doing this exercise, we had his leg up, and he had to hold his leg up in a side kick position, and it's quite difficult. He had to hold it there, and that's for his patterns to condition his legs. And I put my hand there, and I said, every time your foot comes off my hand, you know, you're going down to a silver medal. So if your foot's on my hand, that's a gold medal. But if it comes off, it's silver. If you go further, it goes down to bronze, and it goes down to nothing. So every time it came off, I said, oh, silver, bang, went back up again. And he came and he dropped down, and I silver. And every time I said silver, he pushed back up because he wanted the gold. I didn't have to say push it, come on, put more effort in, you can do it. I just used the word silver, gold, bronze, because that's what he was training for. And you could also find out what someone's go word is, or what is their trigger word that really gets them fired up. I was training another young fighter, and he was fighting for the World Championship, and I was taking him through a conditioning session, and I asked him before I started, what word that I could use, what is the word that I could use that really get you going when you want to stop? What would be that word that when you want to stop, if I said it, it would make you go again, because that's really important to you? And his word was family. Isn't that amazing? I wasn't expecting that. Because he comes from a very close family, he does things for his family. He wanted to win for his family. So every time he started to fatigue or slow down, I just think of your family, and bang, he just got fired up again. And sometimes that word might be a positive word. It might be a negative word. It might be a positive word, which means gold medal or red bikinis or championship. It might be a negative word. It might be loser. It might be, you have to find out what that word is, because everyone's wired differently. Just saying push it, come on, you can do it, go harder is very generic, and it may not be pushing their emotional buttons to fire them up. So the best way to find out what their buttons are is just to ask, what are the words that I could say that would really fire you up? Now, Rory's word is average, because she can't stand the word average. So you're putting in average performance, she'll get fired up to go, because she's not an average person. So if you use those tools, first of all, always remember what their goal is before you even start the session. When they start the session, to remind them of their goal and the timeline of how long it is. Might be 5 sessions to go, and that creates that, oh, urgency, oh, I better not waste this session. Because you get to the stage where you can't afford to waste any sessions. The other thing you can ask is, before you even start the session, is ask your client, what would you like to get out of the session? What would make this a great session that takes you further steps closer to achieving your goal? Now, you may have your own ideas, where it might be a personal best lifts and repetitions or exercise performance, but they may have something in their mindset as they're thinking about the training session of what they want to do better on. So draw that out, and then you can focus that in their training session. With the exercises that they do, make sure you attach the goal, the event, the purpose, whatever it might be, to the exercise. So therefore, when they're doing the exercise, they're not doing an exercise, they're visualizing why they're doing the exercise. So they're not actually there doing the leg press, they're on the beach, walking down the beach in their red bikini, they're on the stage doing a side chest pose on their first bodybuilding contest, whereas they're doing the bench press. They're not doing the lunge, they're actually breaking another tackle in the Rugby Union Grand Final, of which they lost last year. Oh my gosh, so close yet so far. So attach the goal, the purpose to each exercise, and then when they do the exercise, then how can I attach that goal and the purpose to the performance of the exercise? How can I attach their performance to the outcome or the result of the goal, whether it be gold medals, or whether it be grand final championships, or whether it be looking great in your a pair of clothes that you have, or a set of clothes you haven't worn for a while, or looking great for somebody else or your partner. So if you implement all of those, it's not just a training session, because training by itself is really not really exciting. It's actually quite painful. When I brush my teeth, I'm not thinking about brushing my teeth, I'm doing it because I want white teeth. So what makes me, if I sort of sleep a bit at night and fall in front of the TV and so I always have to get up and brush my teeth, I don't think of the brushing of the teeth, I think of the white teeth that I want to keep into my more mature age and vintage age, where I don't have to have false teeth. So again, I'm visualizing of why I'm actually doing it. I don't find brushing my teeth very exciting, but I certainly don't want to lose my teeth. I want to keep them, so I brush them. So I think of when I could easily say, look, I'll just leave it for tonight because I'm already tired. I get up and go and brush my teeth, because I'm visualizing the pleasure, but also considering the pain of losing my teeth and the pleasure of having my teeth. And that is the same with a lot of the time when people, sometimes a lot of time you don't feel like training. You've had a big day, you didn't have much sleep, and then you have to be able to revitalise their memory and remind them of what they're doing. So in your when you do a reminder call, a reminder text or phone call the day before or the morning of the training session, make sure you embed in that, hey George, can't wait for our training session today. We're going to do some PBs and take some more closer steps to getting yourself into the best shape of your life so you can be strong, fit and healthy, so you can cross that line in the fun run, which is only 7 weeks away. Whatever it might be. I guess you attach that into every reminder and then create a visualization around them. So in your studio gym, you may have little vision boards, or you may send them photos of what they're going to look like, and that's all makes that visualization into a materialistic, crystallize it so they can put it on their desk, or you can send it to them, put it onto their screensaver, what it might be. So these are all little tools that you can use to keep people motivated and to inspire and energize them to not just come to training, but keep coming to training and put their best in, and never look for those excuses of why they're not going to train. Because people aren't, they're not short of excuses. But you can have as many reasons you want not to train, but you need one compelling reason to train. If you can get that across to your clients, they'll keep training with you to achieve great things in the long term. See you in the next Kmax.